Wow, so this is incredible. You've all come to see this thing.
Can't do it, can be without me.
All right. Yeah. Chops away. Just a little bit. This is so exciting.
That's so much wrong. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Me out.
You're already there.
Okay, cool. Hi, my name is Jimmy. I run games, and today I'm running one of my favorite games. This is the old version of the book. It's called Cats of Catthulhu now. I bought it mostly because of the pun. Call of Catthulhu is a game where you play as a cat. Now, I want to stress, not as an anthropomorphic cat person. These people are going to be cats today. Actual house cats. I'm going to hand the microphone down the line, and everyone's going to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about the cats they're playing.
Hi, I'm John. I am a game designer. Today I'm a cat. Yes, so I'll be playing as Magic, who is pretty fat and motivated by food, and can, master human technology, mostly opening drawers, cupboards, things like that, to get food. This sort of motivation, the highest shelves always contain the best stuff. Of course, you have to knock it onto the board. Any problem can be knocked onto the board. And so that's how I'm going to be playing this. It's basically motivated by food and knocking stuff. Hopefully people.
Queen retro, the shortfoot. Queen. I want to stress that.
Oh yeah, she's a cat.
I'm playing this cat just saying, so I'm trying to do my best to represent retro, the shortfoot. Queen retro, the fourth shortfoot. Accredited cat acrobat, obviously. I am proficient at moving to high spaces, not for food, because that's for plebs. So those 2 foots, right? They're kind of okay, I think. They saved me from poverty, but they also took my 2 children away, and I will never forgive them.
You can have them. So I'm playing Scully the Vexed, which is my cat. She's a real bitch. She's a long-haired cat. She has a pretty dry, sarcastic tone of voice. She's really fluffy and cute, which really pisses her off. She was a street cat at birth, and she was plucked from her family by well-intentioned, though business-savvy 2-foots who were hoping her purebred looks might earn them some cash on the side. And life as a show cat suited her, but then when they figured out she was a mixed breed, she got shunted from home to home. She's pretty pissed about that. What the 2-foot's view is timidity, but it's in fact pure, unadulterated loathing. She resides with an older 2-foot who calls her pretty, which also ticks her off. She's secretly biding her time until a grand cat uprising, which she has seen in her dreams.
Hi, my name is John Raskopoulos, and I don't really like animals. And Jimmy was like, hey, you want to do some role playing? I said, yeah, I'd love to. And then I'm really allergic to cats. And even just talking, right, I'm getting itchy. If anyone has a Claritine, it would be great. My cat is called Old Bailey, Old Bailey is a neutered cat and a pussyfoot. Sorry, would I be pussyfooting?
Pussyfoot is someone who manipulates humans to their own will. So
Yeah.
he's very good at looking cute and tricking humans into doing what they want.
Yeah. So I'm a manipulative arsehole cat, as Jimmy said. I've been around forever. I'm like an old soul, like to give advice, and I manipulate the 2 foots. And I could be dead any day now. 8 of my 9 lives gone. And I also really like doing puns, so watch out for that.
Cool. So the basic mechanic of the game is very simple. Can we hold up the cat dice? There are 2 faces on the cat in the middle. So essentially, when the players want to do something, they are going to roll those 2 dice. A happy cat is a success. A sad cat is a failure.
That looks like a dead cat.
That's a critical failure.
Shit, Jimmy.
The cat.
Show our cat photos.
Yes, if you'd like to show. These are all available at the role-playing booth. You can come and meet these cats.
See, she looks like she's gonna kill you. That's great. Every day.
My cat is short hair, so there's less likelihood to itching.
Okay, so I'll set the scene a little bit for you because, like any RPG, this is a setting-heavy world. So you are all currently living in the Great Hunting Ground. The Great Hunting Ground is a big, full area during the day of 2 foots, moving back and forth. At night, though, lots of free-roaming vermin. Lots of food is left out. A couple of 2 foots, but they're mostly affectionate. It's really weird though, right? Because this place seems like it was built specifically for you, but they seem to worship a mouse, and you're not quite sure why. That said, it's a lovely place. It's the happiest place on earth.
Get it now.
So you're all asleep until Scully is jolted awake. Scully is jolted awake by a dream that she had. A dream of running water, skinless 2 foots, and steep drops.
We're gonna have to build it.
The dream focused on a small figurine, a very small speck of green amongst very, very shiny things. Now you know where you sleep is a nice, safe, warm building. And you do know as well that a stream runs underneath the building below.
We are not in that It's a Small World, right, are we? Because that would be some fucked up shit. I'm not ready for that. Alright, so, meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow.
Yes, you are a family of cats. Like, well, not a family exactly. You've decided to form a pack of cats because it's the most efficient way to get food from 2 foots. And looking cute. Yeah.
Okay, so I am awake. Meow meow. Can I wake other people and be like,
How do you want to try and wake people up?
What in the face?
Okay.
That's how she makes me.
Who are you clawing in the face?
Look, it's an affectionate claw. It's just like a slight.
There's only a little bit. Who are you trying to scratch away?
Magic.
Magic.
So could you roll the 2 dice, please? We're rolling an attack here. It's always great when the party
Okay.
starts off.
I've got a dead kitty and a happy kitty.
That's a partial success.
Alright,
So I wake up and I'm kind of lucky.
Yeah. I think that's how you react.
Yeah.
Me out.
What?
Meow 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 meow.
Yeah. Something that I should point out. Cats can't talk.
Better practice your cat sound.
There's no communication mechanic. Can't talk to each other.
They have cat language.
Well, I mean, how do your cats interact? You have 2 cats. Do you see
They hurt each other a lot. Well,
Yeah. Okay, so I'm conscious, so I'm, ignoring whatever is going on, and I'm looking for food first. Everyone else can wake up on their own. I'm looking for food.
Okay, can we get the cat guys up here?
Yeah. Okay.
This is a search check to see if there's food anywhere.
I do not find food.
Oh, is that?
That is a double sad cat.
Just out of curiosity, are they 2 ones?
They are 2 twos.
Okay, all right, that's right.
Also the outfit for ballet.
This is why we have you on the panel. Normally there's a feeding station in this area that's stocked, but today it's empty. And you're pushing the switch that you know is supposed to bring the food out.
This is like a really bad omen, isn't it? Like,
I feel like it's a freak out.
I am crying. I am losing my mind. It has been 4 minutes and I haven't eaten. I am about to die. And hopefully my cries have woken up the rest of.
Well, I mean, what does that sound like, John?
I'm dying.
How does Queen Retro respond to the noises that she's heard?
How dare you wake me from my sleep?
And now how would that sound as a meow?
So how does George wake up?
So I wake up, I see what's going on, I see there's no food, and I'm like, me, ouch, what a catastrophe!
Did you just give your cat a catchphrase?
So many catchphrases. Goes your way.
It might have been a mistake.
So many catchphrases.
Okay, so you know that normally when there's lots of lights flashing in the room, that humans tend to come into this room. Can I get a roll the dice again for me? Yep.
That was 2 happies.
2 happy cats, wonderful. You know that the big metal thing with lots of they're certainly fun to press. Normally they don't do anything because the humans stop you before you press them, but there doesn't appear to be any humans here.
Got this. Alright, I'm going to whack it.
You know, okay, so I want you to make 2 rolls here.
Right.
2 rolls. One, I want you to make a roll to climb up onto the thing.
I have 2 happy cats.
No problems. You deftly leap from the ground up onto the metal thing. It's a little bit cold, but you're going to deal with that. And there's a big, shiny, red thing that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to hit.
Alright. I'm gonna.
Yep, roll it to hit the...
I have a dead cat and a happy cat.
Okay, so you definitely hit the button, but it's a bit springier than you were expecting, so it launches you back off it a little bit. Then a big alarm, a big noise starts coming through.
That noise is clawful.
I may have made a mistake.
Where does the alarm come from? I don't get quite a sense of space.
Okay, so on the big metal thing, there's a big clear window you can see the stream running out of. The alarm, it kind of sounds a bit sing-songy, like it doesn't sound panicky. It feels like and as you
Which ride are we in?
you see a boat go past the window and then disappear into fog.
Are there lots of small pickaxes singing "It's a World"?
No, there are no small people around in this room that you can see. I know.
I want to look for a way out.
Okay, well, the window's open.
Oh. Alright, I want to go.
Okay, keep in mind, there's a stream running underneath you. So, well, it's, so the control panel is up here. The stream is directly underneath that, and occasionally there's some crafts that go through it, and there are on either side what look like walkways.
Could we jump on a craft?
It's certainly worth a try.
I'm a cat. Who wants to go first?
This is definitely a cat-acrobat job.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so roll it to see if you can land on the craft. Absolutely fantastic. You leap out of the window very deftly. You don't do a somersault because that would be showing off, but you land in the craft. Would you like to somersault? Okay, then you can somersault. And you land in the craft gracefully and skillfully. So it's totally possible to make this jump, but the boat is moving quickly.
I am signaling to my friend cats to come quickly
How?
with my tail. With my gorgeous long tail. Welcome to the panel.
Well, I guess if there's no food inside, there might be some food outside. So I'll take a shot and jump on the craft.
Yeah, give me your best shot. I'm cheering on.
2 happy cats. I make it.
The craft slightly goes
Yeah.
more down.
A little bit of water might come in on the edge.
Do either of you want to take the side panels, or are you happy to try and speed this up?
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and just like face plant into the boat.
Cool.
Before being face planted. I have 2 happy cats.
Everyone makes the leap so far?
Leave it for me to fuck up the rest. I'd be feline if I said I wasn't nervous. One happy cat, one sad cat.
Okay. So you make the leap, but you're on the tail end of the boat.
Oh, you could say I made it by a whisker.
So what happens, you hang on to the end of the boat, and your feet get a little bit wet.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, so that you're able to get into the boat safely. At which point you all move through a veil of fog and steeply drop.
A little wave.
To roll.
Yeah. Happy cat and sad cat.
Okay, so you were aiming for someone and you
Sorry, it's my own cat. I don't know what cats do.
okay, as you
The boat slows at the bottom of the decline, and around you there are a lot of explosions that you can hear. You can't see anything. There's lights flashing. You can hear boom, 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 and on your left there appears to be a much bigger version of the craft that you're in. As you keep drifting down, Scully, on your left, you notice, and this catches your attention, a bunch of 2-foots that don't have any skin.
Pirates, we have these, right? Okay, when you say no skin, explain what they look like. Because our cats define a skin slightly different.
Well, okay, you're used to seeing 2-foots walking around and with fewer holes in them. These 2-foots, like they're shaped like 2-foots, they smell wrong. They don't smell like a 2-foot should. But they're standing. They don't appear to be taking any notice of you.
That's moving at all.
Yes, they are.
They're repeating the same movements over and over again.
Can you roll for that? I don't know if you'll be able to tell this. So this is a...
Half cat, side cat.
Maybe?
It's like a pretty scenario.
They don't smell like 2-foots.
No.
Are they shinier than 2-foots?
2-foots aren't normally shiny. I don't know what you...
Animatronics doing?
They smell like meat.
No, they do not smell like meat.
Okay.
They don't really... It's very hard to place the smell. It doesn't smell like a normal person at all.
Leave the boat, as they say.
Yes, you can absolutely leave
Shall
them.
we leave the boat? I'm going to nervously trill. That's not a meow, that is a trill. My cats trill at each other.
Yes.
General nervous trilling to my comrades.
What are you trying to convey?
This is some sketchy shit. I am physically getting ready to make a jump out of the boat.
Okay, cool. We'll get a Catthulhu roll for that first, because the Catthulhu always acts first in situations of...
Two
happy cats. No problem. You land safely, and again...
gracefully.
You gracefully land amongst the 2-foots. You're a little bit disappointed, though, because you made a very big display, and you're waving around, and none of the 2-foots seem to be paying any attention to you. Exactly.
Okay, what's happening?
What do you do? Okay, you're all out of the boat. You've all successfully made it onto the safety of the side there. At which point, a whole lot of shiny things appear out of the corner of your eye.
Shiny thing.
Green in the midst of the shiny thing.
You can't see that right now, but certainly what you're seeing is like a small...
I run towards the shiny thing.
Roll it. Can we get us some dice?
Double success.
Okay, you plow through the small access way, and there are lots and lots of shiny things that move as you back them around.
I think I've kitten off more than I can chew.
I am so happy this is happening.
What color are the shiny things? Shape of the shiny things?
The
Right, the shiny things.
The shiny things are about a big round. There's things that you could maybe climb in as well. Basically, it's a very happy place for you.
Or it could not be. I'm just saying there are some similarities that we should be looking at. No, we're cats. That doesn't matter.
That might be their
There is one weird 2-foot who keeps making strange noises.
I want to investigate
Okay.
by climbing it.
Can you roll that, please? You're going to try and climb onto the 2-foot.
Yes. 2 successes.
Okay, so you climb onto the 2-foot. The 2-foot is sitting in a chair, So it's really easy for you to climb up and sit on their lap.
And purring.
And purring. They aren't paying any attention to you.
I am outraged.
How outraged are you? What are you going to do about this?
A discussion.
Can I get you to roll, please?
Two successes.
Okay, cool. So you swipe at the face, and a chunk of flesh comes.
Oh, good.
It's Westworld.
As you hit the face, again, nothing happens. This guy doesn't move. Something drops behind him.
I am terrified, but I want to investigate. So I'm a curious cat.
What a...
Go.
All right. Okay. It's not something you've seen before. It's small. It has the head of an octopus, the body of a dragon almost, and the claws of a lion. It's very small. You could pick it up without too much trouble. Okay. Now is time for one of my favorite mechanics in a game ever. John is going to pick something up, and that requires, because cats don't have hands or inventories, cats carry things in their mouth. John, until he drops whatever it is that he is carrying, will have this straw in his mouth. John?
So I have to play the rest of the game like that?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, the tentacles taste weird.
Scheurle, how do you feel about seeing how do you feel about the thing that that Magic has in his mouth right now? How are you feeling?
What color is it?
It's green.
Oh god, shit. So I am freaking out, but I am trying to way chill.
Okay, could I get you to roll, please? I'm not using, these are specialized cat dice, I'm not using those, I'm using dice from the level up booth. Go and buy their dice, they're
Sexy
wonderful. They're sexy dice.
I have 2 happy cats.
Okay, cool. So, you are a little bit afraid of it because you don't really understand what it is or why it is, but you keep your cool, and now you've got undeniable feeling that this is not where the statue belongs. It needs to go somewhere else.
I'm just gonna go up to like Magic and like do that thing where cats like headbutt sidle each other, like.
You are not getting this. This is my fruit.
I'm just gonna like be like, hey, baby. You don't have to do that. It's just like they sideswipe each other and then like urge each other in one direction.
Okay, which direction are you trying to urge?
Well, I want to see if there's a way out because I don't know if it belongs where it is right now.
Right, so there is a way out. You can see a small door with weird human markings on it. But yes, you can absolutely. It's a lot higher than you were kind of expecting.
Alright, so we need to like jump up.
Well, okay, can I get to make a roll for me?
What am I rolling?
Just roll. Never question the GM.
I have a dead cat and a happy cat.
Okay, so you've seen, this is a place that you've seen humans use before. Like, you know that it does lead outside, but you're not sure what humans do in order to open that.
What does it look like?
It looks like a door. It looks like another piece of wall. It's distinct. It's got human writing on it, and there's a nice silver bar about halfway up.
So, we push the silver thing over. push against that silver thing to exit, correct?
That's the working theory, yes.
So we need to teamwork this shit and try and figure out how to push the silver bar.
Climb on top of it.
Exactly! Cat tower! Cat tower!
I was going to look for something to like knock on. Is there something I can knock onto?
Roll.
Do the roll.
Double success.
Okay, so you're still in there's still the 2 foot in the room that Retro scratched, that hasn't been moved. It does look like they're quite heavy, and that could be used, but it's probably going to take a lot of effort to... What's the plan? Are we gonna stack cats, or are we gonna... Okay, I'm gonna need an order. Who's gonna be...
Okay. Magic has to be on the board, which is magic being the most. That means magic needs to be the load-bearing cat.
Okay?
Okay, who's voting for Cat Tower?
Everyone wants cat tower.
For science.
Okay, so that's fine. You don't need to roll for this. Who's going to climb... Who's going to climb magic to start with?
I'm going to be on top of it.
Scheurle?
Who is the smallest cat?
Me.
She's a kitten.
We'll go through the audience. Who do we want on top of the tower? Magic? Sorry, not Magic. That was a... do we want Retro on top of the tower? Or do we want Scully on top of the tower? It looks like it's Scully. Well, what's Bailey doing? What's Bailey up to?
Why am I on this tower? I'm feeling left out, and I'm furious.
How old is Reilly?
Oh.
So maybe Bailey should be on the top because we don't want to kill Bailey.
I'm still amongst all the shiny things.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm still intrigued. Unless someone yells at me, I'm here.
Okay, can I get you to roll, please?
2 success.
Okay, so for a while there, you're hypnotized. You are really, really enjoying all of these shiny things that you can bat around. You're like a kid in a ball pit.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly, literally. And you've at some point in the near future, mostly while these three have been trying to work out a plan, you realise that you're alone and you don't enjoy it. But if you can hold the straw in your mouth, I'll let you take a shiny thing with you.
Oh, yeah.
That will stop her making puns.
Oh, you don't know. No, it won't.
The straw can't stop me telling my tale.
I have never been happier. This is amazing. Okay, so magic is at the bottom. Then you two are going to fight over who's going to.
I feel like it should be Magic, Retro, Bailey, then me.
That would be.
No, Magic's the name, so it's fine.
You should convince me, I think.
I will look imploringly at you with my small, adorable kitten face.
You should roll for that.
Yeah, all right. All right. This is going to be an opposed roll. I want you both to roll.
I have 2 happy cats.
2 happy cats?
Okay. I'm gonna... Okay, cool. So, you guys are going to... it's going to get to where you're both trying to climb on Magic. How's Magic coping with this, by the way? At which point the door bursts open.
I dropped my shiny thing!
You don't want to go through the door?
Oh, okay. I'm scared, so I am like backing off.
You're backing off, okay.
Door's opening. out, right? We didn't get hit by the door yet.
No, the door opens out like yes. So if you were to push the door, it would open. Yes.
All
So
of that to do it. Sorry. Is there a
This guy walks in and just sees a bunch of cats standing on top of him.
that's exactly what happened. A human, a 2-foot, who is wearing it looks like a brown and white. You can't quite see their face because they're wearing a hat and the shadow is covering their face. Seems very interested in what you have in your mouth there, Magic.
Seems like something just
Yep.
distracting the
Yeah, so I'm backing away from that man.
Backing away.
I don't backseat my character. I approach her, I pick my finger up, and I'm like, how's it going? And I'm rubbing his leg, I'm like spraying my spray. My musk everywhere, my old musk.
Can I get you a roll back? Cat mask.
Musk. Double success. I must be on a roll.
Is that the whole reason for that?
No, I just came up with it in a moment.
I don't know which is scarier. Okay, so the 2-foot notices you and reaches down to stroke you, and you can sort of see under the hat.
And I spray my musk.
You're muted.
An old hat. Who knows what the liquid is?
It looks as though this 2-foot is taking pity on you. As it's like, oh, poor.
While this is going on, I'm running through that door.
Running through. Okay.
I dropped my shiny thing, Spidey hand.
Okay. All right. Can you roll it? This is actually an attack.
Yeah. One success, one fail.
Okay, that's fine. So, as the 2-foot is petting you, you bite their hand, and they yell and lean back, and the hat falls off their head. The first thing you notice is that this human's face is completely the wrong color. The rest of it is very, very Caucasian.
This is taken very...
Their face is blue. Their face is completely blue. You also noticed that when they were leaning down to pat you, it was a lot colder where they were. So you were running out the door. What's Retro doing?
I'm running so much. Blue faces. I don't know. Running.
Scully?
I am edging cautiously. I'm less of a run and more about let's go to the opposing end of the door and like stealth around.
Okay.
Glaring.
Okay.
A lot.
So you're trying to stare down this person.
I'm not trying to stare down. I just hate them. And I just want them to know that.
Okay, that's fine. And now that you've bitten this person, what's Old Bailey's? Yeah, what does the roar sound like, Jordan? Round of applause. That was pretty great. Okay, so the 2-foot is unfazed by your roar, unfortunately. But notices Magic and Retro running out the door and turns to follow.
Oh! I surpassed the slightly heavier magic.
Yeah, I'm not running very fast.
Can I get you both to roll, please?
2 happy cats.
2 happy cats for both of them. Wonderful. So You guys are able to dart into some shadows and get out of the way, and the human stands looking at you, and you get a full view of the blue face from where you are. He's got slick black hair and a really interesting mustache. And you can swear that he is saying something about owing his life to the great Catthulhu. But you're not exactly sure. He's busy scampering and looking around. What's Scheurle doing right now? You're not in the room. You are now outside. From where you are, you can see, so behind you is the building that you just vaulted out of, that has the water and things. You know that the really nice house to the left of you, you don't go in there because of all of the loud noises that happen in there. There's lots of things that move that are pretty to look at, but it's still not a thing that you like to go and do.
It's so complicated, right?
Where's the nearest?
Exactly.
The nearest food is coming out of the guy's pockets. It looks like he's got it looks like a salmon treat that he's just putting
I'm gonna.
Yes, I am drifting towards this. Nose first.
I want you to roll. Okay. At this point, I do want to point out that you have fish in front of you. These fish are treats and can be cashed in for a re-roll. I'm advising you of that for no reason. You wanted to try and hold him as well. How are you doing? With your claws?
Yes.
Where are you going for? Like, are you trying to grab the tail, or are you trying to grab one of his... Magic? Magic is a domestic short hair, I think.
Okay. So you would really sink them in. Oh no, one success and one dead pass.
Okay, so you make the swipe, but Magic just shrugs it off and keeps moving forward.
What is more important? I am walking forward, but perhaps from behind this dude.
Yep,
Because
so-
I want to know what the hell this dude is, because my tree is looking me right out.
Yep.
So I'm investigatorily moving forward.
Are you saying you're standing behind him?
Yep.
Oh, I'm trying not to over and take the food.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, go on. You look like you want to say something.
No, I'm just I've been giving me something I can wave around.
Okay. Cool. So, how is this going to work, John? So Scheurle is behind this guy. He's kneeling at the moment because he's trying to lure you out. So you're standing behind him, just looking, you're not doing anything.
I'm edging closer.
Okay. And what's the plan?
I'm just going to jump.
It's a heavy cat.
Yeah, I'm a heavy cat.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Size of a small car.
2 happy cats.
2 happy cats. Okay. So, you are going to need to drop the statue to do this, but I think that you'll understand. Well, you're going to eat the food anyway, right? So you drop the statue, which immediately gets the guy's attention.
I'm starting forward to get the statue.
Can you roll that for me?
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
1 success, 1 dead cat.
Okay, cool. We'll get back to that in a second. So he is going to realize that you've dropped the thing, put the treat away, and then reach for the statue. At which point, a flying cat hits him in the face. Yes?
I was gonna like go at the back of his head personally, like all towards the blazing. I feel like I don't want him to get the green thing.
So here's what happens. As you leap, you hit him square in the face. His face is incredibly cold. His face is really cold. And he doesn't fall over, but you don't stop moving. As his head detaches along his body.
I come out of the door and I've got his hat.
You've got his what, sorry?
His hat.
You've got his hat, yep.
He dropped.
Yep.
And I've put it on the head.
Can I get you to roll that?
Double failure.
Would you like to cash in? No? Okay. So, your eyesight's going a little bit because you're an old cat, and you try a couple of times to put the like, you can't figure out, you know that it's supposed to go on the top of his head, but he's lying on the back of his head, so you just keep covering his face over and over again.
Good job.
Scully, at this point, you, Retro, pick up the statue.
Didn't think that through.
At this point, Scully, you realize that the danger from this person has been thoroughly trounced, and you get another vision. Another vision. You know now where this thing is supposed to go. It is supposed to go in one of the large things that you've seen humans drink out of. Anyway, Will.
What are you drinking when you practice?
Whimsy. I was drinking whimsy.
Alright.
Can I get you to roll as well, please, Magic? I don't know how much time we've got. Cool, so you go digging in his pockets, and you find a salmon treat! Cool, so you eat your salmon treat. Think about where you are. Think about... I'm going to allow you.
To the bin, we're going to the bin.
Going to the bin.
Going to the bin.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Can we...
Is there a chip in the bin or...
Well, let's see.
Is there a salmon treat in the bin?
In the bin. One success and one failure.
So you go in there looking for like some sort of meaty fishy thing, but there's like something that is analogous to a donut in there that you grab anyway. Like, but
She doesn't like food.
Yeah.
Make this assumption about cats.
no, I've seen cats eat donuts. It's a
Now that finally eaten and like this straight, just God, I'm dying. Can I see any of these receptacles?
They're in the bin.
Yeah, is there any in the bin?
There's none in the bin.
What about the recycle?
No, there's none in the recycling bin either. And besides, the one that appeared in your visions is bigger than that. Much bigger.
That's a novelty card.
It's the teacup, right?
Oh my god!
Very dizzy and sick.
Okay, so how far approximately are we from the teacup ride? Can I see it from where we are sitting?
Roll it.
2 fails. Can I climb higher to get a better overview of the train?
Yes, you can. There is a building you can climb. You don't know exactly. You remember that something like that exists somewhere in the park, but you don't know where. Okay, so it takes some effort, but you're able to climb up one of the many trees that are around, and you're able to spot in the distance the teacup ride, which is, even though the park is like there's no two foots around other than the one that you've knocked over. Who, by the way, yeah, you can't see him anymore. The cup.
The hat's still there.
No.
Okay, I'm climbing down and
Yeah.
signaling to my cat friend where to go.
Yep, cool. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. You don't need to roll. You know which direction you're going roughly. I would assume that you're all following because the statue is there. It's interesting as well because there's no 2 foots there. By the time you get there, you notice that they're spinning. They wouldn't normally be spinning at this time. The teacup ride. The teacup ride is running. And you can hear weird drones.
As in flying around.
No, as in.
Drones or chanting? What ritualistic nonsense have we walked into?
It's just that's it. Maybe we don't want the statue to go where it's supposed to go. Maybe have thought this through that.
What's your plan then? Go and find mice instead.
I want to go. I've seen the 2 foots staying like behind console pushing buttons and these things, so I want to go towards the console. Just mash all the buttons.
Okay, cool. So the console is easy to access. You don't need to roll to get in there, but I do want you to roll to see which buttons you press.
1 success.
Okay, so do you want to just mime for us? Because I'm not... Just mime for us how that's...
Yeah. Just
Yep.
flicking switches, pushing buttons.
Yep, cool.
Lights.
Yep, cool. So through the effort of doing that, the teacups slowly start to slow down. And you can see now, sitting in them are robed figures with hoods carved over their heads. In the center of the teacup ride is like a pillar on which is sitting a very familiar looking detached head and an empty space which looks roughly small statue sized.
Shit got dark.
I feel like I want to go there.
You want to put it in? I didn't mean it that way.
Alright, cool. So you want
This might
to...
lead to a cataclysm.
Can you be on every game that I play? Okay.
I'm dealing with it. I want to see what's going on.
Okay, so you're going...
Several lives left.
Shit, just pop back
We're
on
just doing it. Everyone die.
Okay. So...
I also want to really get rid of it.
Yeah, okay, so you're going to put the... Yep.
Yep.
I know what you mean, go for it.
2 successes.
You can drop the statue safely. Okay, it fits perfectly into a recess next to the frozen head, which begins laughing almost. The drones have stopped, and out of the bottom of the severed head comes... No, not food. Good guess, though. Tentacly appendages.
I want to run.
Okay, make a roll to run away.
2 successes.
Cool. You safely get away. You feel something slimy in your tail. as you leap away. And the severed head begins to arch itself up on the tentacles. Crawl down the teacup ride and start walking towards you.
Magic and seafood.
Yeah.
Get on it.
I'm good. Yeah.
You're just gonna try and bite the tentacles.
Yes.
That's good, because we're running out of time and I really want to see where this goes.
I definitely buy the tentacles. I guess.
2 successes? Okay, I'm rolling to see how Buddy reacts. Not well. Not well. He screams, yelps, almost instantly recognizes you as the cat that knocked him off his body, and realizes that this is probably a bad place to be. So, can I get a roll one more time? I just want to... Perfect?
Double success.
Double success. You pull a very small piece of tentacle off, and he hobbles away.
Okay. I feel like I have to eat the tentacle.
Eat the thing.
Oh, you did that, all right. I eat the thing. I double success.
It's the most succulent squid you've ever tasted.
Just generally, you said like black hair, mustache, blue face, or is it like Catthulhu? Does he look like a statue at the front of the park at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh my god. Does it look like a 31 club or something? I can't remember which club. You know the weird sort of like club that they have for all the rich people and you come over in the park? Is it 31 or like...
Club 31, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're out of time. I'm going to continue this adventure at some point. Can I get a hand for all of my wonderful players?